Coast. We are currently in Netarts. I don't really know how to say it. Netarts Bay, where we have this cute little Airbnb. We're doing a little sibling trip here. I and my brother have never been to the Oregon coast before, so it just seemed like a good little spot to get away to. It's about, it took about 9 hours, but we went the long way from Boise to get here. But we did drive. We had a little road trip yesterday, and yesterday was pretty uneventful other than our drive until we got to our location, and we just had the most wonderful night last night, like watching the sunset out on the beach. We had a great dinner. I'll insert some clips now of everything that we got up to yesterday. We started our journey off early Thursday morning, driving from Boise all the way to the Oregon coast. It was about a 9-hour journey because we stopped in Bend, Oregon along the way, which was so cute. We had some lunch at Bend Brewing, which was delicious and very dog friendly, which Clementine appreciated. We then walked around Bend a little bit, checked out some of the local shops, and then we headed off on our way. Our adorable Airbnb was located in Netarts, which I now know is how it is pronounced, Bay, and it was a pretty tiny town, but the Airbnb was really cute and it was right on the bay. So we had an easy walk down to the ocean every morning, and it was a perfect spot. We enjoyed dinner at Schooner's, which we proceeded to eat at least 3 times the whole trip because it was pretty much the only restaurant in town, so keep that in mind if you stay there. We then took Clementine down to the water, and it was the cutest thing ever. I'll just let you watch the clips for yourself.
Baby? She's scared. Don't drink it, Clemmy. It's salty. Come on.
Yeah, so it's currently about, I think it's like 7:30 now. We all woke up super early. The boys got up early because they're out clamming right now. I was supposed to go with them, and maybe I'll go out and see what they're up to here in a second, but I just couldn't. I just wanted to watch from the window and just have a nice little relaxing morning, and I can see them from my window. That's how close our Airbnb is to the ocean, but we are on literally Netarts Bay, which is supposed to be like a huge, like a very popular clamming spot. So hopefully they're finding some clams. I do believe that's supposed to be our dinner tonight. So if they don't find any, we might be starving. But the other exciting thing is that my dog, Clementine, has joined us on this trip. This is her first trip to the ocean, I mean, she's been to Yellowstone, but that's about it. That's the longest drive she's ever done. She did so good yesterday. She was pretty over it by the end, but she was a really good girl. And the clips of her in the ocean last night were so cute. She just had so much fun. And I knew she would. I knew she would love it because she loves to dig. She loves sand. And she loves water. So couldn't go wrong. But we're probably going to go on a little walk here along the beach so that she can get some exercise. And then at some point the boys are going to come in and we'll probably go get some breakfast. But I'm so excited to take you along with our day today. We're here until Monday. We come home Monday. Today's Friday. So we're doing kind of our area, and we're close to Tillamook. So we're going to do the Tillamook Cheese Factory today. And just, we don't really have any set plans. Probably try to find some cute little stores to go into. And then we want to do Cannon Beach one day, and then I believe the other plan is to go south and do Lincoln City another day. So should be fun. It's already beautiful, so I'm very excited.
Hi.
They've got, there's like three. They've got.
We began our day in Oceanside, which was right next to Netarts, and we enjoyed some breakfast at Current Coffee and Food. It was a great little spot to fuel up before we headed over to the beach. There was this really cool tunnel that took you to another like secret hideaway beach, which was more busy than the actual beach itself, but it was stunning. We had a lot of fun looking for seashells and just wandering around. But then after that, we dropped off Clementine and we headed to the Tillamook Cheese Factory. This was so much fun. I had a great time. I didn't really know what to expect, but the facility was beautiful. It was really interesting to watch the cheese being made, and we got free samples, so you can't really complain there. The other really cool thing about the Tillamook Cheese Factory is they have a whole restaurant. It really reminded me of Disneyland. There was just all these different options that you could get, pretty much all of which were made of dairy or cheese. So that was a fun little stop before we headed back to our Airbnb to just rest for a little bit. We spent the rest of the afternoon lounging around the beach. It was probably my favorite afternoon of the whole trip. Clementine was having so much fun. She met some dog friends, and we just had a great time.
You're gonna scare her. Go get him, baby.
Right there.
Hello, good morning. It is day 2 here on the coast. It is a beautiful morning here. I'm just out with Clementine on the beach, getting her a little walk in before we head to Cannon Beach later today. So Cannon Beach is like one of the main tourist destinations on the Oregon coast. So I'm very excited to go. The beach there is also off leash, which is really fun. And it's gonna be a good day. It's about an hour drive from where we are currently at. So we're gonna leave around 8:30. Head to Cannon Beach, and we're driving along Highway 101, which is like the beautiful scenic route along the coast. So very excited. We had such a good day yesterday. Highlight probably was honestly just hanging on the beach yesterday afternoon. I don't think I filmed much of it, but Clementine just was having the time of her life, and it was so sunny and beautiful, and we just sat out on the beach and had a good time. So excited for another day of fun, and I'll take you along for all our adventures. Clementine, will you say hi? We also lost Clementine's ball, so on the lookout for that. Our first stop in Cannon Beach was this little bakery, Cannon Beach Bakery, where we enjoyed some pastries. Before we walked around town, we stopped at all of the cute little shops. I was very excited to stop at the bookstore, the yarn shop, and Clementine even got to peruse a little pet store, and it was so funny to watch her walk around and sniff. And she did come away with a Bigfoot stuffed animal. After our shopping, we headed over to Haystack Rock, which is the main tourist spot in Cannon Beach. So we walked around a bit, checked out the rock. The beach was crazy busy though, and it was cool to see it, but honestly, I kind of liked our little beach back at our Airbnb more. So we headed over to Rockaway Beach to eat at the original Pronto Pup.
It's a good dinner.
Hello, good morning from a very foggy coast. This is what I expected the entire trip to look like, but we've had beautiful sunny days. Clementine and I are out on our little walkabout, morning walk on the beach. It's so nice. This beach that's right below us is like all off leash. I'm assuming. I actually haven't seen any signage, but everybody else's dogs are off leash, so it seems very dog friendly. It's been nice that she gets to just like run around and have fun in the mornings, get her wiggles out. But today is going to be a pretty chill day. We drove pretty far yesterday because we went to Cannon Beach and it was really fun, but it was so busy. So it made me appreciate this little town we're staying at because we have had this beach, not to ourselves, but it's been very open, which has been really nice. So, but yeah, so we're going to go to a lighthouse, I think today, which will be fun. And then we might go back to Rockaway Beach, which is like 30 minutes away, but like, look at that fog. This morning took us back past Oceanside to go to the Meares Lighthouse. The lighthouse was pretty cool, but the most stunning part of it all was just the scenes from the lighthouse. It was stunning, just the scenery, and I could have sat and stared at it for quite a while. The other cool thing to see here is this octopus tree, and it's just this tree that has multiple like stems. You can see it for yourself. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was really cool. After our time at the lighthouse, we headed to Pacific City, which was about 30 minutes south of us. This has a cool like sand dune and clearly was a very popular surfing spot. We enjoyed lunch at this Pelican Brewery. And then we just did a little shopping and then we just headed back home for the rest of the night. We did stop at this really cool salt company called Jacobson Salt, and it was just this little tiny, it's not a distillery, I don't know what it's called for salt, but we picked up some salt, which I was very excited about. I also got some honey to put in my matcha, so I'm very excited to use both. The rest of the afternoon that day, I took Clementine back to the beach. We did some watercoloring, and then we returned to our favorite restaurant for the third time, Schooner, and enjoyed our last little meal before we headed home the next day. It is officially a few days later. I am back home. I've had a couple days to settle in and I'm finally editing and looking at this vlog, but it was so much fun, and just like rewatching the clips, it was beautiful. I've never been to the Oregon coast before, but it was stunning. I would definitely go again. And it was pretty close for us because it's only, it was an 8-hour drive. It'd be a much shorter flight if you flew into Portland and then just drove to the Oregon coast, but it was a lot of fun. I wanted to show you the souvenirs that I picked up because they're really cute. I didn't get that much. I'm such a souvenir girly, but we just didn't really do that much shopping because we had Clementine and I felt like we were just spending more time outside. But I will show you the things I picked up. So the first thing I got was at the Tillamook Cheese Factory. I did get some cheese curds, which are currently in my fridge, but I also got this little felt mouse ornament. I think he's so cute. I love like a niche ornament, and especially something that reminds me of a trip. And he's so cute. I love him. And then in Cannon Beach, the only thing that I purchased was at the Coastal Yarn Store, and I got this yarn, which I think is beautiful. I don't know what I'm gonna make out of it. It's less yarn than I thought I was purchasing. It was like in a different shape when I purchased it, and then she wound it for me. So we'll figure out what I'm gonna make with it, but I think the color is pretty. It's like an ocean blue, just perfect for a memory of my trip. And then the last thing I got was from the Jacobson Salt Company. I did get some flaky sea salt, and I was talking with John while we were purchasing this, but I just have this vision of making sourdough this fall and putting some good quality butter on it and some of this flaky sea salt, or maybe put it on some chocolate chip cookies. It just sounds so yummy. And then I have already opened my honey. This is raw blackberry honey from Willamette Valley, Oregon. And I put it in my matcha so far, and it was delicious. So that is all I got, and that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. We won't have another travel vlog for a while because I don't really have any trips planned for the rest of this year, but I'm very excited for fall content, and I think that'll be what I post next. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.